Please don't be like me and ignore the first signs of health issues. You can't fix them if you don't get a diagnosis. I chose to ignore negative kidney results from a life insurance exam. Fortunately, 3 years later, I didn't make that same mistake. A few years prior to my kidney disease diagnosis, I had what I would later learn were a couple of small gout flare-ups. Now, like everything else medical, I just ignored them and, hoped they would go away. Now, fast forward to my second visit to the nephrologist, which I came in on crutches. My foot was swollen, it hurt, I had no clue what it was from. I mean, it just blew up out of nowhere. And right away, the nephrologist said, "How long have you suffered with gout?" And I was like, "Is that what this is?" And, he would explain to me that there were a lot of different foods that certainly could be a factor, but also that, it was likely just because my kidneys weren't working at 100% and they weren't filtering out, everything that should be filtered, which can be a big cause of gout. So certainly learned something there. I will in future videos get a lot more into gout. Obviously, these are short videos, so I don't have time to go in depth during these summaries, but trust me, we'll get there. So, I learned a lot from the nephrologist, as I said, in past videos. And, I also was discouraged because they only wanted to talk about, how they would manage when I got to the point of dialysis, which, I just wasn't going to do. That was never going to happen, still never will to this day. So, again, I left the nephrologist, I fired the nephrologist and took things into my own hands. But even before that, I really started analyzing what I needed to do to overcome these health problems. I knew that, the big issue I had at first was that I was, totally ignoring the fact that there was a problem with my kidneys. And I know that stems from finding out that, I had the same issue that killed my father. That was something that I was just putting in the back of my head. I didn't want to come face to face with it. And, I did go after the diabetes and I had a lot of success, but, in reality, I went off of things that I knew. I really didn't educate myself. I didn't research it as well as I could. And again, a lot of the things I was doing when I was strictly on this diabetic diet were actually not helping my kidneys at all. And then, another area that I just never really addressed, which the nephrologist did stress quite a bit, was that I just needed to stay more hydrated. Water is so important, and, that was something that I did learn. So, obviously, there was a program that I needed to come up with for myself, or a system. As I've said a few times, I'm very disciplined. I can follow any program, any system, and make it work if it's a good system, if it'll work. And that's what I was determined to do, with these health issues, with the kidney disease and with the diabetes. So I came up with a system that I would later call my READ system. The 4 pillars that help me kick diabetes and kidney disease's ass: resilience, education, action, and discipline, which I refer to as the READ system. This is the most important part of any of the information that I've provided during these videos, which up to this point has really just been storytelling. Again, I came up with a system that I knew I needed to follow in order to overcome the health issues that I was having. I called that my READ system, R-E-A-D, and the R stands for resilience. I felt that, I definitely was resilient in attacking the fear that I had when I heard that I had the health issues. And that's so important for anybody, is you first have to come face to face with that fear, because everybody has it. You don't want to be ill. You don't want to have disease. And anybody who says they're not scared, well, they're lying, because, we all have fear, but it's how that fear stays in you, or how you overcome it, or how you use it to move forward, that is really the first step in any journey in overcoming any adversity. And the best word that I know for that is resilience. Number 2, education. You've got to be educated as to what not only your issues are, what your problems are, but also to how you can fix those. In my case, I didn't do a great job at first of learning a lot about, kidney disease. And that became something that just became my sole focus. Number 3, action. You've got to take action. Once you determine what it is that you're going to do, you've got to put it into place. As they say, you can't run until you walk, and you've got to take that first step. So you've got to put in a plan of action. And finally, the word that, I've used many times on these videos already is discipline. If you're not disciplined and you're not able to follow a program and make it not only something that you believe in, but something that becomes your lifestyle, you're not going to have any success in the long run, because you're going to go back and forth. You're going to follow the program. Sometimes when you see it not working, you're going to quit. And usually when it's not working, it's because you have not stuck to it. So in summary, that is really the secret sauce. That's the magic. That's the superpower that allowed me to not only stabilize my chronic kidney numbers, but to reverse them. And from this point on, I am going to get much more in depth in each of those areas, and how they work for me, and hopefully how you can apply them to yourself and your own journey, whether it's kidney disease or diabetic, high blood pressure, any health issue, and really other areas in life. And I know that these things can work for you because they work for me. And I'm certainly nothing special that nobody else, can't emulate. So with that, I'm going to end it right here. And again, please, if you're not, subscribe to my YouTube channel and pass these links or videos or any of the information on to anybody who it might be of help to. I'm like a trailer in a Marvel movie. It just never ends. So one thing I realized that I failed to mention was I wanted to reiterate during this video that I'm not doing this to make money. I'm not going to be selling or asking for any type of paid subscription. I'm just having fun and doing what, as I said in my introduction, I really feel like is a calling for me to be able to help people out who've experienced the same, health conditions that I was told that I had and that I was able to overcome. So, I just want to really put that to bed and give some comfort that these are going to continue to be short videos. They're going to go on for quite some time because, I have a long story to tell. It's a lifestyle, and I'm going to document it. I'm going to document how I've been able to really, not only overcome obstacles, but just change my life. And I want to help other people to do that as well, whether it's with health or other parts of their life that, you know, they're looking to impact in a positive way, because that's what this has done for me. I mean, something as simple as learning the technology of how to make these YouTube videos. I mean, I never would have known how to edit or make animation. And, you know, hey, now look at me. I'm doing it every time that I put one of these together. So again, I hope you enjoy it and stick with me, because I'm going to keep doing them.